We're here at the Threshermen show at Albert City 2024, and I've counted 12 spoke flywheel Ds, and 6 of them are 24 Ds with a 26-inch flywheel. And this is one of them right here, and it's got the early wheels and all the right parts on it, the number on the fan shroud, and the early air cleaner, and the early wheels without any extra holes in for the guide bands. There's just a lot of neat parts on these early tractors. And this is quite an example of a 1924 D, which has turned 100 years this year. There's another one right down here. You can also tell they only have a single steering shaft back behind here, as opposed to a double shaft that's got a U-joint in the center of it. And then if your eye is real good, you can tell that this flywheel is just a little bit bigger than some of the 25 and 26 spoker D. This is a 26-inch flywheel. And this is nice stenciling yet. Got that left on it. Some yellow still on the wheels. Again, the early rear wheels with no extra holes in them for guide bands. And the early steering wheel with the 3 holes in the spokes. And an original white umbrella. That is neat. But you can just look up and down this row here of all the incredible tractors that are here at the show. There's a nickel hole flywheel D here, and then some 30 models. And then if you pan around over here, you can see some A John Deeres, a lot of GP John Deeres down this way. And then underneath the tent is the bathtub D. And then the earliest production D, number 3, is in there, and the latest production D is over there. We also have a big 4 tractor that was before John Deere had a tractor. They contracted with other companies to provide tractors for them, and they sold those to the John Deere dealers. Then behind me here is another rare tractor. They only made 100 of these 8010s. So that's a neat piece. All original. This one's almost the very last D they produced. And that tractor there is number 3. And the earliest one that is known to exist. And it spans 30 years between the two. And then, of course, the bathtub D that Dan Thomas restored and rebuilt from a transmission they dug up at the factory in a parking lot. How's it going?
Good, how are you?
That's Dan right there. With me. That's your bill collected. Are you going to start it up for us sometime today?
Yeah, I'm actually going to start in here a little bit.
Oh, that's also, we got a spoke flywheel stationary engine that Kenny Reed found just about an hour away from us in Ogallala at Lexington, Nebraska. He found it next to the Platte River. We've had that restored, and it's been on show at many places.
So that was right under your nose for a while.
That was right under my nose. He probably found that 20 years ago.
Right.
You
would have had to be Johnny on the spot. Yeah.
This one is a cornboard D that was contracted through the government. They built these, had government issued numbers put on them, and they were experimental tractors that they had a PTO on them, and they ran a power chopper to chop corn stalks to try to get rid of the corn borer problem back in the late 20s, 30s. Now this is a 1925 D, and it's going to turn 100 next year. And the reason I'm kind of doing this is to get my enthusiasm up. I want to build a brand new 1925 D with new old parts. And and I probably got 85% of the parts. I got them gathered up on the floor. I'm missing a few. I might need some help finding a couple things, but this is my project for the winter, to try to build a D like this for next year, hopefully to take it to Wisconsin, to the classic green shell, and have a brand new 1925 D with all new parts.
Never used.
Never used. Here's the 26-inch Flywheel D. Across the way, they're windrowing the wheat, and then they're going to use the 7721 full-type combine to harvest it. And then I suppose after that they're going to plow it up with the new gen tractors. Check road 4 and that was planted 3 or 4 weeks ago. You'd have to travel a long ways to see that occurring. The demonstrations here are hard to believe.
Going too. So what percentage is left once the horses trample over top? Maybe 10%?
There should be 95% left. There's a couple more D's coming plowing.